please stand so that we could recognize you. Will all student colleagues, all lab and library mates, please stand. And will all parents, spouses, children, and other relatives please stand to be recognized. I now am pleased to introduce Dr. Christy Wyant, Associate Dean of the Graduate School and Professor of Pharmaceutics, who will make additional introductions.
The various schools and colleges of the University of Mississippi are headed by our academic deans, whom I now ask to stand as I call their names. Dean Dr. Glenn Hopkins, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts, Dr. Richard Gershon, Dean of the School of Law, Dr. Alex Cheng, Dean of the School of Engineering, Dr. David Rock, Dean of the School of Education, Dr. David Allen, Dean of the School of Pharmacy, Dr. Ken Syree, Dean of the School of Business Administration, Dr. Mark Wilder, Dean of the Patterson School of Accountancy, Dr. Velmer Burton, Dean of the School of Applied Sciences, Dr. H. Wilbert Norton, Dean of the Meek School of Journalism and New Media, and Dr. Douglas Sullivan Gonzalez, Dean of the Sally McDonald Barksdale Honors College. I also would like to introduce to you other members of the Platform Party who serve as key officers of the university. Dr. Alice Clark, Vice Chancellor for Research and Sponsored Programs, Dr. Maurice Eftink, Associate Provost, Dr. Donald Cole, Assistant Provost and Assistant to the Chancellor for Multicultural Affairs, Dr. Brandy Hepner-LeBanc, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, and Mr. Larry D. Sparks, Vice Chancellor for Administration and Finance. Please join me in welcoming our deans and senior administrators. Each year, the graduate school selects 2 outstanding doctoral candidates to serve as class marshals. This year, our marshals are Sumedhi Karunaratna and Catherine Woodyard. We now ask Catherine and Sumedhi to come forward and tell us about their journey to the degree and their supporters.
Thank you, Dr. Christie. So let me congratulate all the graduate students first, and congratulations. It is my great privilege and distinct honor to address you tonight on this great occasion. Tonight we celebrate our very special milestone in our life. We truly are happy about this wonderful accomplishment, and it is the harvest of our commitment, dedication, sacrifices, and hard work during this incredible journey. As I look into your faces, I wish there are words that could express the same pride and happiness I feel in seeing in every one of you. We all have been running our own business throughout past years, and we have been dealing with assignments, deadlines, papers, and all sorts of things. The final outcome of all of these things are you and me. So I now know the graduation is not really an ending, it's a beginning. It's the beginning of new life, new challenges of giving what we learn to the world. This journey to the finish line was not surely made of a smooth path. We needed a lot of help. The good thing is, we got all the help we need. Looking back, I remember that when I first came here, everything was really new. I was terribly confused. I had to teach 2 lab classes. So the teaching 2 lab classes was not easy. It's the main difficult thing me to do. So I try to explain to the student all the physics I know, but most of them didn't understand what I say. So at the end of the semester, student says, he knows physics. He says stuff, but we don't understand what he says. And we ask something, he don't understand what we ask. So it was really difficult. And it was really confusing and it's really hard. So I worked hard. I didn't give up. My faculty and staff members gave me a lot of help to overcome this hurdle. And finally, after many semesters, teaching is the most enjoyable thing I had done. I was doing at that time. So I got really nice comments from the student. Not only I got that, but also I got officially recognition. I got Graduate Excellence in Teaching Award in year 2011. So it was really good example to say how much my faculty and department helped me, guided me along this way. On behalf of all the graduates here today, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to all the teachers who have taught us, and we owe debt of gratitude, all of you, for your truly inspiring support and the guidance throughout the years at this institute. If I want to mention one person, a single person who made a significant difference in my life, I would name my dearly advisor, Dr. Thomas Marshall. I am truly lucky to have met such a wonderful person. Not only academically, he was not hesitant to help me on any matter in my life. His faith and confidence on me has given me a rock. Here I thank all our advisors for their confident, endless support, patience, and advices they have given us. At the same time, I'd like to express my sincere thanks to all the parents, spouses, family, friends, and colleagues who encouraged and supported as I work towards this goal today. Especially, I'd like to thank my parents who flew all the way from Sri Lanka, more than 33 hours, to participate in this big event. Thank you, Mom and Dad, Amma and Tata in my language. I'm here today because of you. Your support, encouragement, unconditional love, and sacrifices are greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for everything you both have done for me throughout my life. I also like to thank my loving wife Nadi and daughter Situ for sharing all the good and bad moments during this time. I love you both, and you both mean the world to me. Before I finish, I would like to thank all Miss for giving such a wonderful impact and memory to us. Experience is truly amazing. I'm proud, and I know you do too. I'm proud to be a part of this great institution. I also would like to thank you, all the members in the graduate school, Office of International Programs, and all the other officers throughout the campus for taking care of everything background while we are taking care of our education and research. To finish, I wish my fellow graduates well done and good luck. Good luck for all the future endeavors. Keep up your good work and continue to strive to have positive impact of everything. Thank you all again and hope you enjoy this celebration. Thanks.
Good evening. It's an honor to be standing before you tonight as your class marshal. Thank you. Congratulations to the doctoral class of 2013. We did it. For each of us, that meant hard work, challenging courses, many sleepless nights, and anxiety-induced ideas. We endured something very few people understand. Even when we thought we had nothing left, we gave more. We endured, to work. Few qualities one can possess that are more important than discipline, tenacity, patience, and drive. It is tempting to take credit ourselves for this accomplishment. However, of all our debts, we owe the most serious debt, the debt of gratitude, to all the people who supported and encouraged us along this journey, many of whom are here tonight. While some of us were fortunate enough to have family nearby, many of us had family around the country as well as around the world. There is a saying many of you have heard. It takes a village to raise a child. And while that is certainly true, it also takes a village to raise a PhD. On behalf of our class, I would like to thank all of our villagers, our advisors, our professors, our colleagues, our fellow students, our former students, our friends, and family members, all of whom played an integral part in our graduate school journey. To our friends and family members, graduate school has commanded the majority of our time and attention over the years, and even when we didn't show it, we were acutely aware of the sacrifice and support that you provided us. This accomplishment is as much yours as it is ours. To the faculty who have educated, encouraged, frustrated, enraged, supported, and mentored us, thank you. Thank you. We are forever grateful and indebted to the caliber of leadership and training we have received. We have been sculpted into scholars and have been prepared to create new knowledge and to lead and teach the next generation of students. While some of us may not necessarily enter into the world of academia per se, we are all teachers, whether that is inside of the classroom or out. And with that role comes great responsibility, as we will be influencing young minds and sculpting young scholars. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Tell me, and I'll forget. Teach me, and I'll remember. Involve me, and I will learn." Involve your students as our professors have involved us, and be the teachers that students come to, the one who they know cares about them, the one who they may later say changed their lives. Those who learn from you will care a lot more about what you know if they know that you care. Think about those professors who were instrumental to your journey and your success, and be that for the future generation of students. It is my hope that we as a class will rise to this challenge. And as we leave here and go out into different parts of the world and embark on diverse careers and new journeys, don't forget your villagers. And above all else, be a villager. In the words of Kathy Eldon, the true joy of life comes when we seek to achieve our highest potential, not only for ourselves, but also for others. To my fellow graduates, it is my hope for all of you that as you live your life, you're able to say, "I'm glad I did," rather than "I wish I had." And, in the words of Bob Dylan, may you always be courageous, stand upright, and be strong. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of changes shift. May your heart always be joyful, and may your song always be sung. May you stay forever young. To the degree that an individual can love an institution, I love this place. I love Ole Miss. I'm incredibly grateful for all of the people involved in my tenure here as a student. You know who you are. Thank you. In closing, I would like to leave you with these thoughts as you begin the next chapter of your life. Let your relaxation equal your effort. Remember that ego causes injury. Never stop learning. Eat well, exercise daily, and walk gently with yourself. Congratulations again to each of you. I'm incredibly proud of our class and wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. And lastly, I would like to thank my mom, who's always been my greatest cheerleader. I love you, and thank you.
Thank you very much to both marshals for their wonderful, lovely comments. I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking to you tonight about the doctoral degree that you'll be receiving. And let me begin with some history of the doctorate and graduate education in the United States. In 1857, Columbia University admitted students to the first master's degree course in the country. Yale University went further, granting the first PhD in the United States in 1872. 4 years later, the Graduate School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the first in the country, opened at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. This became the model for advanced study and training nationwide for over a century to come. Here at the University of Mississippi, the graduate school was formally organized in 1927, and the faculty articulated the aims and ends of graduate education, from which I quote, "Graduate study implies more than the acquisition of knowledge under competent instruction. The doctoral candidate should aspire to the degree of knowledge of a given subject in order to make a contribution that is of original and independent value." These words were written 86 years ago, and in my opinion, still describe graduate education and its importance. Put another way, all of you are not simply conveyors of knowledge, but in fact, you are creators of new knowledge. And this knowledge has the potential to benefit your field and society at large. Holders of a doctoral degree carry with them certain expectations, which I point out as a challenge to you. These expectations are that you will become a contributor to your discipline and society by becoming a teacher, a researcher, an innovator, a highly skilled professional, or a creator of products that will enrich your own life and the lives of others. Let me say a few words now about the meaning of the hooding ceremony here tonight. Doctoral education at the University of Mississippi is marked by its breadth of fields and its diversity. This richness is symbolized by the pageantry of the hooding process, which dates back to the 12th century. The robes that we wear and the hoods initially had a functional role of keeping 12th century scholars warm and dry in the drafty and damp monasteries and libraries of medieval European universities. The style and pattern of hoods was settled in the course of the 13th to 14th centuries when it was adopted by monks, clergy, and university students. The hooding by the mentor was the means of welcoming the novice into the brotherhood. While you are not becoming monks today, at least no one really told me that, I believe that many of you are familiar with the vows that monks traditionally had taken at that time. These include poverty, chastity, humility, and obedience. I know that graduate school has certainly taught you about the vow of poverty. The dissertation process has certainly taught you humility and obedience. However, your partners and spouses would probably object if we really enforced the chastity clause, and we at the grad school have not been doing that. Today, the hooding ceremony is a symbolic ritual in which the advisor initiates the student into this highest order of scholars, and the color of the hoods represents different degrees in universities. The hood of the PhD is edged in blue velvet. The hood of someone with a Doctor of Education is in light blue velvet. The silk lining of the hood reflects the university granting the degree. The colors of the University of Mississippi are blue chevron on a field of red. These colors were introduced by Professor Alexander Bondurant, who was the first dean of the graduate school. The sleeves of the doctoral robes are trimmed with 3 black velvet bars to indicate the depth of achievement required for a doctorate. You will notice that our faculty members wear hoods with many different colors, representing the university from which they received their degree. I now call forward for hooding the 2012-2013 class of doctorates of the University of Mississippi. Sorry, I'm new here. I also call forward with their faculty advisors. Dr. Christy Wyant will assist by reading the names of the doctoral candidates and their advisors. As these names are read, I ask that you hold your applause until you all have been hooded so the names could be clearly heard by all family members.
John Paul Russell Abbott is being hooded by Dr. Richard Raspin. He's receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Physics. Carrie Elizabeth Ambrose is being hooded by Dr. Alan Gross. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology. Sally Anglin is being hooded by Dr. Karen Raber. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in English. Pranapta Amsawan is being hooded by Dr. Asak Desmahaptra. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Pharmaceutical Sciences. Joviart Bassian is being hooded by Dr. Kelly Wilson. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology. Shilpa Balan is being hooded by Dr. Sumali Conlon. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration. Daniel Lazo is being hooded by Dr. Alice Cooper. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Political Science. Philip Blum is being hooded by Dr. Roger Waxler. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Physics. Gary Brown Jr. is being hooded by Dr. James Sigil and Susan Pedigo. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry. Ki Xuan Bu is being hooded by Dr. James Sigil and Dr. Walter Cleland. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry. Megan Bunning is being hooded by Dr. Lori Wolf. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Higher Education. Susan Burrow is being hooded by Dr. Carrie B. Malier. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Higher Education. Elizabeth Butler is being hooded by Doctors Andrew S. Panny and Alan L. Spurgeon. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Music. Liguan Kai is being hooded by Dr. Ahmed Al-Astaz. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Engineering Sciences. Jericho Kane is being hooded by Dr. Richard Raspet. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Physics. Mignon Chin is being hooded by Dr. Amy Eileen Wells Dolan. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Higher Education. Enrique R. Cotello is being hooded by Dr. Douglas Sullivan Gonzalez. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in History. Lacey Crumrine is being hooded by Dr. Marilyn Snow. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Counselor Education. Nicole Dabbs is being hooded by Dr. Jay Garner. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Health and Kinesiology. Carl DeWitt is being hooded by Dr. William J. Sumrall. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Curriculum and Instruction. Nancy Douglas is being hooded by Dr. Kevin Stoltz. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Education in Curriculum and Instruction. Cole Eason is being hooded by Doctors Deborah Goshfeld and Mark Slattery. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Pharmaceutical Sciences. Macy Lynn Edmondson is being hooded by Dr. Lori Wolf. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Higher Education. Ryan Fletcher is being hooded by Dr. Charles Reagan Wilson. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in History. Maureen Kathleen Flynn is being hooded by Dr. Kelly Wilson. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology. Elizabeth Foreman is being hooded by Dr. Matthew Ryson. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology. Erica Page Gillantine is being hooded by Dr. William J. Sumrall. She's receiving the degree. Erin Gillespie receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration. Philip Gordon is being hooded by Dr. Jamie Parker. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in English. Mona Heron is being hooded by Dr. Asak Dasvahatra. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Pharmaceutical Sciences. Kevin Harrell is being hooded by Doctors Robbie Etheridge and Sheila Skimp. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in History. Kayla Davis Harville is being hooded by Dr. Haidong Wu and Dr. James Reed. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mathematics. Charlotte Hester is being hooded by Dr. Alan L. Spurgeon. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Music. Sydney Margaret Holbert is being hooded by Dr. William J. Sumrall. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Education in Curriculum and Instruction. Kristen Email is being hooded by Dr. Kenneth Sufka. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology. Hardy Johnson is being hooded by Dr. Robert Van Ness and Dr. Bonnie Van Ness. He is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration. Ching E. Cao is being hooded by Dr. Amy Eileen Wells Dolan. She is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Higher Education.